Hello and welcome back to another budget with me. This is the second paycheck of December. So a lot has happened between last time and this time. I feel like every time I make a video and then in the few days after it, I just completely undo all of my work. So last video I think I had like $90 extra here. That's gone now, as you will see. Basically, I ended up purchasing a Christmas present, and I actually still have a few more to purchase. I thought I would have enough money, but then I kind of went a little overboard. This is all for one person. So definitely went overboard. I still have 2 more presents to buy. Yeah. So it is what it is. I'm not disappointed in myself. I really thought about the purchase. I had the option to get a cheaper version, but I just really wanted the present to be nice. And so I wanted to get the newer, more upgraded version. And that's what I did. And hopefully they like it. If they don't, then we'll return it and I'll get something else, I guess. But it is fairly expensive, so I ended up, let's just click recent moves and kind of go over. I ended up moving a lot of things into gifts just to cover it before I even had the charge hit, to see if it would be feasible. So I took that extra $90 out that was supposed to go to the stock market and threw it in gift. There was $8 in bully, so I took that out. I took out I took out all of the money from random acts of kindness, and then I took out $10 from restaurant. Now, this all covered everything, but what I didn't realize I did was that, oh, no, never mind. I was going to say I'm missing $15 here, so the auto withdrawal is going to happen, but it's not. The $15 is extra. The $25 is the auto withdrawal. So we're actually good. I thought we were going to have to put more money back into that category, but we don't. Also, restaurant, I am just going way overboard on this month. Last month I did really well, probably because I was out of my house and out of restaurant eating range for weeks. And this month I haven't even been to the grocery store yet, so everything is basically being eaten from DoorDash, and I need to stop because I try and use the bars to gauge. So these are each week, right? So I should be 1 bar less less than where I am now. But I'm hoping, like, as Christmas comes up, I will slow down on this because I have plans to cook like a Christmas Eve meal and a Christmas meal. So yes, that's kind of all of that talk. Now let's flop over to January to put some money in here. We have utilities that needs to be funded. Perfect. Okay, and so then this section is done for now. What? Oh, I must not have needed that much. Okay, and then let's just fund all of these. Can we fund them all at once? Nice. And then into Roth IRA. Should I just put all of this here? I mean, I guess I might as well, right? So next year, for those of you who haven't heard, the limit is increasing for the Roth IRA. Right now it is $6,000 for my age range, and next year it will be $6,500. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset about it, because what that means is my monthly payment is going to be a very ugly number, and right now it's such a clean and even $500 that gets withdrawn. I love it, but now it's going to be a little bit more. Actually this is for January, so this is the month that that's starting in. Okay, hold on guys, let's do some math so we can fix our our budget, 6,500 divided by 12 months in a year. I just contribute yearly. 541.66. Well, that's an annoying number. So my Roth IRA, I have it set up so that it auto withdraws an amount to make that makes it so I max it out. Does that make sense to anyone? I'm pretty sure that's how it's set up. I have it through Vanguard, and I'm pretty sure there's an option that says like optimize payments so you max it out or whatever. So that's what I do. So I'm wondering, part of me wants to just put 542, but the other part of me wants to put 541.66, and then however the Vanguard gods decide which month the pennies get taken out, that'll just roll over. Does that make sense? 541.66. Let's see. That it feels like it's not an even number, which is kind of super annoying. 541.66 times 12 is going to be a few cents short. Okay, so let's just do, I mean, obviously we could just do that, but then at the end of the year we'll have a few pennies extra, which I guess would happen anyway if I put it at 541. So we'll just do it this way, I guess, and we'll have 4 cents extra, and it might be a little, I mean, we'll see what happens. It might be a little bit dicey because who knows, maybe in January they'll take out like 550 and then I don't know. So yeah. Okay. Or maybe I should, you guys give me your input in the comments. Should I change this to like a savings balance? Or like, is there a yearly spend option? Yeah, yearly. I could do yearly amount needed would be 6,500, and then we could track it that way. Would that be better? Due on December 30th. Ooh, ooh, oh no. Oh, computer, come on. Okay, December 30th. And if we said 6,500, 541.67 is what we had. And so that's saying we need 541.67. Okay, so maybe this is the way to do it then. And that way I can just track, like if I throw in extra money, I'll be able to see that if I throw in extra when I have extra paychecks and stuff. This might be the way to go. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any other ideas or if you think I should go back to doing the monthly version. But I think since this is like such an odd number, it's not going to be evenly pulled from my bank account every month, which means I think we have to change it to this yearly kind of target. Other things that will be changing, I don't get my bonus or my pay raise for cost of living until the first paycheck in March, so we'll still be waiting. Last video I also mentioned my lease is coming up. That turned into a whole kind of scenario where they informed me that they do not do month to month, even though my contract says that, and then they sent me a letter to kick me out because I asked for month to month, not knowing that they no longer did that anymore. And then after talking more to some other people who were also confused why I was sent a letter kicking me out, they basically said we can give you 1 extra month. So now I will be departing 1 extra month from my lease date. So basically they're going to do month to month for 1 month, which I don't really understand, because if you can literally do it, why don't you just let me do month to month? Like, they already have the pay rate figured out and everything. So anyway, all that to say, I will be moving out of this residence by March as well. The first week of March as well. So that first week of March for me is going to have a new salary pay and new living situation. I have talked to my parents about it. My dad basically, I decided I can't really buy a house yet, guys. It's a real bummer because in any other market, I would be able to buy a house with what will amount to 10 grand by the time we get to that month. But because the interest rates on loans are so high, it's just not, it's not feasible because I would have to have a much larger down payment to make the monthly cost of the apartment or of the house manageable for my finances. So it's not possible. I was talking to my parents trying to decide, am I going to rent a new place? Am I going to buy a house? That's not really an option for me. And as it turns out, my dad wants to buy a house in where I live. So I guess for him, this would be like a rental, but not really property, and sort of like an investment. He thinks the price of housing always goes up. I disagree. I mentioned that he didn't like that logic that I sent his way. So he's still very much on the home prices always go up. It's always a benefit to own a home. He didn't care that I mentioned maintenance costs and things. So he wants to buy a home here, and he said, I can live in it. I will pay him rent. So basically, I'll be in a rental situation, except the property manager is going to be my dad. That is sort of where we've landed. Now, that is to say that leaves us 2 months to buy a house, for basically me to pick a house and then him to purchase it, because he does not live in this state. He lives in very, very far away. I'm not going to say what state just because like the internet's weird sometimes and I don't want to give away too much personal information. But let's just say that it would be, on the other side of the country and then some. So he cannot come look at houses down here. So basically I'm looking at all of them. I'm going to be working with the realtor. It's still not really going to be possible in 2 months. So I have a feeling I'm going to be in some sort of Airbnb situation for at least a few weeks, if not more. And it's honestly kind of a mess. So if you guys have thoughts about that situation, let me know. My dad also put forward the possibility that I give him my 10K to make his down payment bigger, and then I would get like whatever percentage of that when he sold the house back. So like say I put in 10K and he put in 90K, then my is 10% of the down payment. So when the house is sold, I would get 10% of the profit, which I kind of like that idea of. But also my thing is, one, I don't know when he's going to want to sell it. He could very well die and give me the property in his death. I'm not really sure what he's thinking of as far as like he does eventually want to come live here for a little is what I'm gathering from him. So I'm kind of hesitant on that because one, if he dies and gives me the property, then I'm going to get all of the money anyway. Which is kind of like a really crappy thing to say, but like that's the truth. And like that, I think that has to be looked at when you're looking at your finances, especially since I'm going to have to be buying another house in the relatively near future because I can't live in that house forever. And also I might potentially move out of this state. So I don't know if that is the best choice. Leave me your opinions down below. Additionally, I could just keep my 10K and my contributions to my down payment fund will drop significantly next year. Like we're talking right now, I do $605 a month. We are talking it will drop to around $100 a month. So if I get rid of this 10K to him, if I give it to him for the down payment of this house this year, I'm only going to be contributing $100 next year. So that is going to be really difficult to build up another down payment. This one I built up so quickly because I had the availability to put $605 toward it every month. And that's just not going to be possible. in the next situation I will be in. So I am hesitant to give the down payment away because I know it's going to take so long to get back. And at $100 a month, I mean, we're basically saying I'm not ever going to be able to put a down payment down on another house. So part of me wants to keep the 10K, protect it, and just ride the housing market until I can A, afford something, or B, I end up with enough money in there to afford a down payment somewhere. Yeah, so kind of a complicated and messy situation. Lots of facets going on. As far as the Airbnb thing goes, if it ends up going that way, I do believe my parents are going to assist me because this transition, because they're very nice and they love me and they want me to buy a house. So if that's what they want and we're not renting and we only have 2 months to do it, I have to be somewhere, so hotel or Airbnb. And since that was kind of their choice, right? They don't want to make me take on all of that financial burden. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, a lot of it's up in the air right now. A lot of it is going to be up in the air till the very end, right? Until it is happening. But we'll see. Yeah, I kind of don't even know what else to say now. That was a lot. That was a lot of info, and I feel like it was a lot of words. So let me know if you guys understood what I just said, if you have thoughts on the situation. I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. My dad also mentioned potentially doing a rent-to-own situation, which I don't know anything about that, how that works legally. I don't know if it's like a good financial move, or is renting to own like leasing a car and it's just a big no-no. I'm not sure how it works. So if you're familiar with that as well, please leave me a comment below with your thoughts on it. But I guess that is all for now. I am prepping for Christmas. I hope you guys are prepping for whatever holiday you enjoy this time of year. And if you don't enjoy any, then I just hope you have a wonderful day off of work. But yeah, have a good time. See you next week. Bye.